Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm doing my November book haul. I didn't do as badly. I have been slowly tapering off. However, I did have a bunch of pre-orders in November, so that's where some of them came from. Some of them just came from me being me and buying books, but generally because I had a gift card so I didn't spend as much. Hazards of long hair. Anyway, so let's get into those. First we have the Camelot Betrayal by Kirsten White, which is the second in her Camelot Rising series. Started with the Camelot something. You know, I should know that. Deception. The Guinevere Deception. That really helps. Whew. Anyway, this is an Arthurian retelling. There is LGBTQ rep. It sort of just barely sneaks into the first book. So I anticipate there will be a lot more in this one, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I love Arthurian retellings, and I think it's really fun as well when they are told sort of in the Arthurian time period, which this one is. I do also want to read Legendborn, which is not anything related to the Hall, but also an Arthurian retelling, so I mean, if we're talking about them. Then I bought the I bought the Evercruel Kingdom, because I already had the Never Tilting World by Rinchbecco. This is the English. This is the second in this duology. There is a world where one side is really freezing cold and the other side is deadly burning hot. And the people live in that nice little limbo in between, which is, you know, all of an inch wide. This sounds fascinating. Zoe from Zoe's All Booked absolutely loves it. She just finished it. And I, based on the one book of Rinchbecco's that I have read, absolutely love their work. So I would very much like to continue and be able to read this. I will read it at some point, preferably in the next 6 months, but we all know how my TBRs have been going this last couple of months, so we're gonna see where we get. My cousins were going through their books, and so one of them gave me Zoes Rescue Zoo, The Sleepy Snowy Owl by Amelia Cobb. It just sounds cute. I will probably read this and get rid of it, because it's all of 100 pages, and I don't know, we'll see. But I thought, you know, why not? It's cute, it won't take me very long, so if I need something mindless and don't feel like watching TV, just read this. Then I bought The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. I joined a book club last month, and this was the book they read for November. I mean, technically they read it for October, but the meetings are like halfway through the month, so that's how it works out. Anyway, I read this. It is a sort of memoir written for middle school. It has pictures in it, which is really cool. I thought it was intriguing. I don't know that it's something I would have picked up on my own, nor do I know how I would have felt about it had I read it at the targeted age. I did enjoy it. I gave it 3.5, but it's a bit of an odd book. Not a bad odd, just different. And I recognize that part of that is Native American, going into a white school and all that, but I will talk about that more in my wrap-up. Then I bought Winter's Promise and the Missing of Claire de Lune by Christelle Davos. This is the start of, I don't know if it's a trilogy or what, but it was originally written in French, and these are the translated to English versions, obviously, because I don't speak French. I mean, maybe it's not obvious because I don't really talk about French, mostly because I don't speak it. I speak Spanish, more or less. It's a bit rusty at the time. But moving on. I've heard really good things about these two, and they've always intrigued me. I don't really know what it's about though, so let's find out. Ophelia possesses two special gifts, a talent for seeing into an object's past and the ability to travel through mirrors. Peaceful existence on Anima is interrupted when she's promised in marriage to the taciturn, nice word, Thorn, a member of a powerful clan from a cold and distant Ark. Pawned in a dangerous game that will have far-reaching consequences for her entire world, Ophelia must navigate the lies and machinations of her fiancé's clan in order to survive this first installment of the internationally best-selling Mirror Visitor series. So yeah, that sounds fascinating and full of politics. I believe it's Reagan over at Peruse Project, from whom I first learned about this series. And they were both there, they match. I did not get the third one because it's not out in paperback in English yet, so I will give it a minute. Also, I figured I should maybe read these two first. Although, to be fair, I buy series and don't read them for several years anyway. speaking of, I bought Ironheart by Nina Varela. This is the sequel to Crier's War, which I own and have not read. It is somewhere on these shelves, probably down there behind the pile that you can't see that prevents me getting books over there. That video will have gone up before this one does, or go up very shortly. So you will understand the pile. But this is automatons and humans and love. There's a lot more to it that is a gross oversimplification, but based on what I know and based on the fact that I don't want to read this synopsis right now, I can't get to the other synopsis, we're going to go with that. Then I bought Blades of Terror by Nathan Hale, which is a graphic novel about the Louisiana Purchase and Napoleon Bonaparte and the Haitian Revolution. Most importantly, the Haitian Revolution. I have already read this, and may I just tell you, it's amazing. You will not see this until my December wrap-up because I read it on December 1st, because that's what I do. I didn't mean to, I meant to read it on the 30th, but then shit happened. So anyway, this was a really fun book, and I have to say it's probably not my favorite of his series, but I will explain that more in my wrap-up, or you can go check out my story graph, which I am moving to over Goodreads because it's 10 times better. Also bought The Burning God. Oh, that one's, yeah, okay. Alright, so we're gonna do this. I bought The Burning God, the Normal People edition, I pre-ordered it, and then I got the Drowning Faith, which is a collection of short stories that she wrote that was released to pre-orders. It is also now on her author site for anyone who wants it. Haven't read that yet because I think spoilers. Haven't even read The Dragon Republic yet, working on that, Chelsea, I promise. And at any rate, I love the Poppy War and I want to support authors, so I bought this one. Followed by, when Illumicrate announced they were doing it, the entire series in the gorgeous editions that will have their own entire video. Then I bought another series that I already have, and that is the Gracelink series, which is Gracelink Fire and Bitterblue by Kristen Kishore. This series I bought so that I can annotate it for some live shows that I am doing. The first one will be held December 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Sarah the Dreamer's channel, who I will link below. They'll be happening about every 2 weeks leading up to the release of Winterkeep in January, I believe on the 19th, which is a continuation of the series after the events of Bitterblue. I adore this series, absolutely adore it. Cannot say enough good things about it because of just my heart beats solidly in this trilogy, which will soon be a quartet. And I didn't want to annotate my originals because I'm sentimental like that and it doesn't make sense, but here we are. So I went and bought the paperback so I can annotate the fuck out of these. And last but not least, I bought Rebel Rose by Emma Thierio. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling occurring during the French Revolution in 1789. Because Belle has turned Adam back into a human, there's no curse anymore, all that fun stuff. But they have to do with the effects of being royal during the French Revolution when royals, nobles, and anybody who's not for the Republic loses their head via the guillotine. Or the guillotine. I've never really been sure how to pronounce that. I always thought it was guillotine, but anyway. Yes. So I bought this one. Sam from Thoughts on Tomes talked about it, and that was the first time I'd heard about it, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago. So I bought it because Beauty and the Beast, fairy tale retelling, cover. And that was all I needed. Those are the books I bought in November. I hope you enjoyed. If you have bought any of, none of that makes sense. If you have read any of these or would like to read any of these or have thoughts or feelings about any of them, let me know down in the comments below and we can have a conversation, which is always fun. In the meantime, I will see you in my next video. Bye.